So I've been the CEO of a tech company in Silicon Valley for the last 5 years. Before that, I worked for Google, so I'm from the engineering side. But I have a strong passion that people should be able to build software, whether or not they're programmers or not. And I followed a movement that's called no code. And this is about people building software people building software who, like, without having to hire, invest in programmers. So I think, basically guys like us, a team, we can go and build software if we have the right platforms. So that's kind of a seg into how I think, a project which I have funded from Cardano, and I want to come here and build some important solutions. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I think that's exciting. Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
shall
exciting
I?
to hear, and we are also here to learn more, and then also apply what you're going to show us as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mercy, do you think? Shall I share my screen?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Guess I can only present my entire screen. We have a good internet today. I think that's it's kind of not guaranteed in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Calling from.
Yes. Yeah.
But
that's one good thing.
Excuse me, where is Tim coming from? Tim, where are you located?
I'm in Vietnam, near Ho Chi Minh City,
Okay.
or Saigon. Yeah, I've been here 5 years now. So, yeah, doing some exciting things here as well. So I just wanted to start with the basics. I think so the first is, like, why are we trying to solve the problem we're solving? Always good to know that, because projects start out very happy, but sometimes you get, you run into difficulties, and you need to have that, you get challenged to go and pick up and go pursue a problem, and knowing why you're doing it is very valuable for those times when you're in the valleys of a solution. The other thing is to know how we're going to do it, and I think another question always get asked is, like, why us? Why are we the ones doing it? It could be a great problem, but maybe somebody else is a better fit to solving it. So, excuse me. So the problem we're addressing is called food traceability, or food provenance, and it addresses issues of, like, foodborne illness. So in Africa, it claims about 137,000 lives a year, and it causes about 91 million cases of sickness from people eating food that is unfresh or contains some illness-bearing bacterium, often caused by the way it was handled on the way to the market. And there's also a very large cost to foodborne illness. It's estimated by the World Bank to be, in Africa, $110 billion in productivity and medical expenses from people who are eating bad food, or food that is no longer fresh. So, yeah, that's a pretty big problem to solve. And a solution could help a lot of people and improve, help in the economy as well. So this is a little bit what they call farm to table. So farm food goes from the farmer maybe to a packing house, maybe gets shipped by a few trucks, and finally ends up in somebody's table somewhere. And any of these stages, the food could end up being, maybe stored in a refrigerated container where something breaks and the refrigerator doesn't work, or maybe the farmer is using some fertilizer that isn't healthy to use. So by providing this traceability, we can identify and ensure the safety of food when it gets onto somebody's table. Excuse me. So the why us? So this is a problem that everybody understands and many people are trying to solve. If you look at food traceability, you'll find many companies who are trying to solve this problem, from IBM, the big companies. IBM, for instance, one of the biggest companies, is trying to solve it, but many other companies as well. And I guess the first reason why us is none of these, this has been known for decades, but we don't really have a solution yet. But when you get a solution from a big company, it's like it doesn't really work in like local communities. It's designed, has a big use and costs a lot, and people people need to be trained, and and then the other is affordability, which I mentioned. Here in Vietnam, we have a very big problem with farmers. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. Big problem here is farmers often buy fertilizer that is the refuse of factories, and so there are many people get very sick, and there's a big need for traceability, and we've had many companies like IBM come and look to provide the service. And what it earns is that the farmers here and can't support the rates that the large solutions have. So it ends up that IBM wants to build a solution for the world and doesn't really listen to what's happening on the ground. Doesn't really hear, to what's the real problem. And so the other is availability. So, and I think I referenced this, but if you're a small farmer and you deliver to your local market, well, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to pay attention to you. You don't have a big enough market to make anybody interested in what you're doing. And in fact, in a lot of countries, it is a relationship between a local market and a local farmer and the local shippers. And nobody is going to pay attention to finding solutions for these small cooperatives that you find in local towns and villages, which are common here in Vietnam. So about the project. The project is for us to work together, put our heads together. We don't have to understand too much about what the problem is. excuse me, we're going to bring people in who can help teach us more about the problems and the solution. And we're going to slowly learn what the problems are, and we're going to take our time to thoroughly understand every aspect. And we're going to be talking to people who actually have a stake here. Like, we'll be talking to farmers, maybe store owners and markets and shippers, and we'll learn the perspective of each one of these participants. And we'll always be learning throughout the process. No telling how long it will last, but we'll always be learning. And we'll try to enjoy ourselves a bit. I hope we can entice some people, some entertainers or some sports people to come and join us, and maybe award prizes. So it's a very serious task, but it doesn't mean we have to always be serious about it. So you asked, what would a solution look like? Well, we develop, basically, it will look a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. So you're going to have pieces, and these pieces can be connected. And here we have 3 pieces, and we can connect these pieces together in many different ways to provide solutions. So, I mean, just like these 3 pieces, if we define just these three pieces, well, there are many ways these 3 pieces can be used. So the little icon on the left, little bag, that's an order. And then I tried to make it look a little like a processor. So there are many ways you can like take many orders or split up your processing many ways, and then decide how you ship many shippers, and maybe you take the order, split it, deliver one order, then process more and deliver another order. So just to show the power of thinking about the world as Legos or a like puzzle that you can connect. And here's a little bit about the governance. We'll meet once a week. Maybe, am I going too fast? Does anyone have any questions?
I don't have a question. Does anybody have a
I
question?
don't have a question either.
I don't have a question, but I think what's maybe it's the understanding, but with time, I'm sure we understand what you are bringing up.
Okay. Internet was a little, but so we'll meet once a week. It's not going to be working. We have a grant for this, so everybody will get paid for the 2 hours that we'll meet for 2 hours. Everybody will get, who's invited will get paid. And yeah, we'll be ranked by, you have to show up on time, and there'll be a few field assignments. So doing some of the assignments and showing up on time is what we expect for the payment. So that's the end of my presentation. I can show you a little bit. This is probably, I'll show you the product, how low code works. And this is probably, we won't really be doing using this product maybe for 2 or 3 months, because we have to first identify what we have to first learn what to build before we start building. But we will pick some template, and our goal is to sort of find these pieces. Here are the pieces I showed in my PowerPoint. And here's how we, as without hiring programmers or without building the software product, here's how we can actually build software. So it's a little bit like building Legos. So once the big challenge is understanding what we have to build, not building it. So once we understand how to build it, we can think of this just, let's say somebody creates an order and then, confirm, which is in fact, like process that order. Let's say you're ordering cake at a store. Somebody comes in and orders, or you go online and order, and then somebody processes it, maybe buys the ingredients and builds the cake, and then they ship it, and then somebody ship it and then rate your system. So using these 3 icons, which we will like define what these are during our meetings, and then once we define, it's very easy to build them, and then any farmer or small town, any group of farmers or collection of farmers and markets can then drag and drop these out onto the artboard and build a way to trace food from the farm to the table. But it's not like one size fits all. Every community and every farm will have special ways to do this, and by building these boxes, we can then make this food traceability available to everybody, no matter how much money they have, how big they are, how unique the way they do things, how they change. So I guess I'll leave it there. I just wanted to sort of, and I understand if you don't like, if you're still wondering things about it, this was a very fast kind of overview. So I just wanted to kind of give an overview of what the project is and what we would be doing. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know.
So what I'm thinking, as how do I say it? So okay, so basically this is how it looks in practice. Okay. So let's say, like here, over here where I am, say I go and buy food, and then say I get food poisoning, right? I go to the local supermarket, or I go to Walmart, right? And I buy food, and then we eat it, God forbid, and then we get food poisoning. Go to the hospital, and the doctor is like, yep, you got food poisoning. And then sort of, they are like, okay, I think it's that salad that you bought from Walmart. Maybe somebody calls the Walmart manager, and it's like, yeah, there's a problem with that salad. And then this food traceability, if we have built it, makes it very easy to trace exactly what is causing the problem.
Yeah. Very often
Right.
when you buy things at the store, eventually everything gets jumbled up in maybe a warehouse and you don't know which farm it came from.
Exactly.
So food traceability, you'll know exactly where the food came
Where
from.
it came from. Yeah. Now, what I am wondering as you were speaking, so Tim, we've spoken for quite many sessions. And whilst you were talking right now, I made it more practical for me in the sense like, I'm just thinking like a place like, whether it's Vietnam or whether it's Ghana. If somebody eats food and they get poisoned, like how quickly, and maybe the Ghana people can tell us, like how quickly can that be traced? Is that a common problem? Like people eating bad food, whether it's imported from China or whether it's local?
Yes.
Like, do we see this as a problem, a local problem?
Yeah, it's a local
Yeah, it is.
problem, but the traceability isn't quickly as that, and some may not even relate it to the food.
So that is the reason why we are building the app. As long as it's a
And
problem.
the other issue too, people may relate it to it, but they will not report. Not report to medical center, not report to even the food vendor, not report. They'll just know that yes, this is what happened to me. But to get the statistics, like reporting to the hospital or somewhere else, it's not very common.
How about if a market had a way to certify that a food was grown safely, like here in Vietnam, we go to a market and we don't know. We don't know if the food is healthy and grown well or treated well, or if it was bad fertilizer. But people here will pay extra to have food that has been traced. Yeah. So the marketplace that sells the food is happy to buy the farmer's food because at a higher price because they can get a higher price from the customer. So one way this can work is just by providing like a star or a rating, maybe something on a piece of fruit, or a market that agrees to use traceability.
Yeah.
And they will be able to sell their produce for more, and that money can go all the way back to the farmer.
Okay.
So
I like that.
I'm not sure, but does anybody think that yes, Nana?
Yeah, so basically talking about the traceability, you could even do it in the form of a QR code. So you could just place something like a QR code and then on foodstuffs and then link them to their sources. So whenever there's a problem somewhere, let's say food poison or something, you just pick up the product, you scan it, and then you get the whole details about this particular product, where the actual source is coming from and everything. I think it's quite easy from that side.
Yeah, there's yeah, totally. Using QR codes and such, we can track food, particularly like when it's loaded on a truck, and then when the store receives it, and we can make sure that every step along the way somebody has sort of a certification process that the food was in good shape and that they handled the food well until it reaches the market. So absolutely,
Sure.
QR codes are a good solution. Yes, Daniel.
Uh, when it comes to food poison in Ghana, food tracing, um, is something that is very difficult over here because yeah, we deal with buyer to buyer. the supermarket bought it from somebody, and we are also going to buy from the person before we go and put it on our tabletop. And one of the food over here that I've been given food poisoning a lot is the canned food. The food that are in the can like sardine, milk, and other stuff. Now,
Sorry, the
when they
canned
start,
food.
yeah,
Okay.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
What?
whenever like you get food poison, you just go back to the
Uh-huh.
supermarket. That oh, I just bought this food or this canned food and it's causing me issue. The only thing the shop owner will tell you is that oh sorry, let me replace it for you, or let me give you another. But the harm has been caused already because
Yeah.
we don't. But the shopkeeper or the shop owner will not report to the producers. Okay, so there's
Uh-huh.
we don't have direct access to the producers because it's like
Yeah.
buyer to consumer relationship that we have here in Africa in Ghana. So I think this project is going to help a lot to change this chain together, like consumer, seller, buyer, and then the producers, and then the
Mm.
QR code to help in terms of scanning the product to know where it's coming from and who to
Mm-hmm.
contact directly in case there's an issue.
Yeah. That's a good point. And I see similar in Vietnam. Like most farmers are conscientious. They don't want to sell food that poisons people, but there's always a few that don't care. They just want the profit. So if there's a form of traceability, then it will help us identify the people who are like uh, taking risks with our health and selling bad food, and then maybe we can identify them, and so stores won't buy from them, and maybe at some point they can receive fines or but it will make the sort of the hopefully using traceability it will make people everybody be more concerned with the
Yeah.
health of the people who receive their food.
Yeah. I think I like the way that we are framing it. Even if not to sort of trace contaminated food, even just to be able to get some parties to be able to say that, yep, we can, the food that we produce or the food that we sell or the food that we retail or the food that we distribute, it can be traced to the source. I think that that's a big selling point for a lot of, people. So even just market, sort of messaging it that way, I think it's a big plus.
And I think it's kind of going to be, we have to test this, but it may be easy to convince people to subscribe to this because there's real profit motive. You really can make more money from food. That even like in Vietnam, a big is people sell food on the street, and if they have a way to show that that food is healthy, people will pay a lot more for it. So everybody wins. It's just, can we make this cheap? I worked with farming here in Vietnam, and the amount the cost of something like a chicken or a mango is so low that um, there's no system that would trace it. There's no system that they can buy because it costs more than the mango or the chicken does here in Vietnam.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, 100% agree. Nana, did you have a question?
Not a question, but just a contribution. So I don't know if Richmond would recall. Some time ago, I've been discussing with him. I had a particular project in mind that when it comes to Ghana here, we have a board called Food and Drugs Authority. They are in charge of making sure that food and drinks that people consume are safe enough for their health. And
Mm-hmm.
at a point in time, I used to think about this, that each and every day we come across new companies, like new most especially with the companies producing water for us to drink here in Ghana. Like each and every
Mm-hmm.
day there's new company popping up. Each and every day there's new company popping up. But then you look at their package, they have a number on it, like the FDB, blah, 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 meaning they are certified. But then
Mm-hmm.
personally taking the water, I don't know, or I'm not sure. I don't even know if the water is truly certified as they claim to be. Because there's some water you
Mm.
drink and you realize, no, this water is very poisonous. But then they have a number on it that is certified. Sorry. So I was telling Richmond that we can actually build a project on this. So you get a database for the FDA people, whereby each and every company that will pop up, they will have to register from that side. They need to have all the details of that particular company in that particular database. So we attach a QR code to the product. So whenever somebody buys, the person scans and then gets to the root of that particular product before he or she can take it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it in mind, but I didn't know where to take it. I've actually written it down. I'm just hoping that as time goes by, I'm going to meet some people who are also having the same idea. Then we'll build it up. So it's actually, I think it's a great opportunity here that I can also use to bring this up. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that's an excellent use case. Once we have our product built, then we can apply it to this. Sounds like a water safety issue. Sounds, yeah.
Yeah. Richmond actually discussed that idea with me a while back, and at that time we hadn't looked at this code thing. So basically, for me, like there were a lot of hurdles in the sense that we're going to deal with a government organization, and they, like they have to adapt new practices. One, and then two, even how to build it. So that was a whole dev situation that like it didn't feel like we were there yet. But I think that this at least it jumps over a big hurdle of now it can be built a bit easier, hopefully. And then, the other issue of sort of getting it into the government's hand is that's a problem that we will sort of jump over when we get there. So yeah, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention. So I have a gentleman. His name is Jonathan Coe, who is going to be attending our meetings regularly. And I described this solution. He works for the United Nations, and he had actually defined some standards for the United Nations. But he has experience. When I told him about this, he had done two projects. One was tracing fish, and the other one was in Africa, and also it was around wood, tracing wood that was sold because people were cutting down forests and so on. So he also understands all the challenges of that you were mentioning, Marcy, about getting it into the hands of the government and getting buy-in. So he might be a good resource to kind of guide us on how to get it how to get it used in governments.
Yeah. So great idea, Nana Safo.
Sure.
Yeah, Richmond.
So I also have, yes, something that came to mind is people adapting it. I recently introduced one man to call Mr. Panchum to Madam Mercy, and then later on I realized that he was being reluctant because being traceable to what you are doing is sometimes he feels like there's going to be the government at his back. Not that maybe he doesn't like the idea, but he thinks that maybe his transactions, when it doesn't go well, they come following him up. So that was something that he was thinking about. So he doesn't want to really get into it because he thinks they will trace him up. Maybe when something goes wrong, he will go down with it. So he wanted to hold back and then go in later on if other people have already signed up for that. So I'm thinking, how are people going to adapt it when they think that maybe something goes wrong, they'll go down with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we have to have some education or something, because it can work the other way too, right? If you get accused like, hey, you might ship and it's in a warehouse and it gets spoiled in the warehouse and they come and point fingers at you. It could also be worried that if you had this solution, you could say, no, it was good. It was good in when it left me, but it got spoiled in the warehouse. But I think education, so it sounds like there's need to, that this guy you were talking about needs to have a way to test if his food is good, so he's confident when he ships it. So maybe we can introduce him to some people who are, can educate him, on maybe different ways to test. What was his growing? What was he kind of crop was he growing?
Yeah, I think he's into sugar, gari, which is they use cassava to produce it, gari, and sugar, brown sugar. He's into producing shito as well. That's
He's actually not a farmer, but he tries to add. He's a farmer as well.
yeah, he's a
He
farmer
tried
as well.
to.
He does.
She, okay.
Yeah, he produces the cassava himself. Yeah,
He produced the
the
items.
cassava.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
So he's a food producer
Okay.
basically, Tim.
yeah,
Ah,
exactly.
I
He
see.
produces food and he exports it. Some of his exports, US, Netherlands. So he's a big player.
He's a big
Yeah,
player.
Mhm.
Well, this is something that actually we can appeal to him, because to sell in many companies, stores in the US, you have to have traceability. And it's a growing trend. Like the big marketplace in US is called Walmart. And Walmart won't take certain foods unless it has been traced on the blockchain. So I think if he has so we can show him how using this traceability might actually allow him to more companies in the U.S. and receive a significant higher price. I'm pretty sure we could do that. We could show him that to be significant financial advantage to tracing. And indeed, I think very soon, I think not having traceability is a serious problem to selling to the US or to Europe. So, but that's something we might explore more. I'm not an expert on that.
sure.
Look at us. We said we were going to do 15 minutes and we're almost at 45 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
It's
good.
getting fun. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I guess if anybody, if no one has questions, uh, let's maybe I'll send everybody a link where they can register to be part of these meetings, and then hopefully we can. I invite everybody here now to come and become part of this project. think it's a real game changer and can help a lot of people's lives. So, yeah, I mean, everybody invited to join. And I will send everybody a link. And if this interests you, and if you can feel like you're passionate about this, then and willing to meet like once a week and discuss this and meet the experts, then yeah, I'd like to have you on board.
That's perfect. Tim, may I know the minimum and the maximum that you want to you are willing to go
Are you
in
talking
terms
about
of the team? Yeah, in terms of this team and the consistency. So I think right now we have minus you and me, we have six people on this call, I believe. So there's Efia and there's Jeremiah and there's Daniel. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry.
Emilia is also here. She's using my line. We are doing it together.
Oh, okay.
The lady I talked about, she's here.
Okay, so we have
Later, I'll give you her email address so that you can add her to the invite.
So, Efia, you might need to go on mute. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, so there are 6 people here minus you and me, Tim. So
okay.
If that is okay, then we can. I think everybody here is interested. Plus the lady that Efia is mentioning. So there's 2 of them using one. Like in the same place. So if you are happy with that, we can go with the 6. Is that okay with you, or do you want to go 7, or do you want to go 10, or do you want to go like?
I think it's we have to figure out what works best for us. Let's have a few meetings with these 6 people who generously join, and then we can think about. I don't think we want to have like 10 in one meeting, but then as we grow here, we may create another meeting with maybe it will be only with farmers or only with shippers.
Right.
So, but I think this is a good size. This is a good size meeting.
Okay.
So I will send everybody an email link. A link to their email with a place to register for this project, and then let's get going. This is a major problem that many people have tried to solve, and I think we can solve it. So it's exciting. I know we can solve it.
I agree.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So, I guess we can break it. We can end here. I know we'll give back our time. So, look forward to everybody. I hope we have 6 people show up on the next meeting. I hope everybody here comes and I see you on the next meeting.
Sure.
Because you look like you're very passionate about this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
later.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So Tim, I'm thinking that you will send out the invites.
Madam Mercy, please help.
Oops. Yeah. No, I just a quick question for Tim. Nasa, give me a minute. So you will send out the invites, is that correct? Tim, once people register, then you can send them the invites, right?
Yeah, I'll set up a recurring meeting.
I think this time, maybe we should have asked, or will you do a poll to ask everybody what time works for them? Because originally we had said Sunday, but I'm thinking that maybe even the same time might be a better option, so people have time to rest, right? Unless people have a day off. Yeah.
So you think on Sunday or sorry, what time did you think?
I'm thinking same time. What does everybody think? Is everybody still here? I think if yeah, is everybody still here? Do we like the same time? But it's going to be like 2 hours. So that'll be Ghana time, 7:30 to
Is
9:30.
it Mondays?
Are you guys, is everybody
Like
happy with that?
Mondays? Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should
Which
do
day?
Mondays.
Okay.
Mondays. Do we all like that?
Monday?
Jeremiah, you haven't said anything.
Yeah,
If yeah,
the
can
Monday is
yeah.
good, but there are some other Mondays I wouldn't be free.
So
For
does Sunday work
some
for
of the
you?
Mondays.
I
I think yes, I think Sunday is good. Sunday is good for me.
okay.
Okay.
Or should
What do
we
other?
get a stand-in for you so that those Mondays that you're not able to do, at least there's still 6 people? Is that an option?
Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Yes. Yeah, once I'm the only one, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim, like if you want to do like a poll as well when people register at the site, I think that should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will
once people
have.
have once people have reflected, maybe they might prefer Sunday rather than Monday. Or I
Okay.
am
That sounds
okay
good.
either way. Yeah, I will not be in all the meetings, but I will jump in some of them just to be part of the conversation. And have the
Awesome.
conversation. Yeah.
Appreciate you showing up to some of the meetings. Yeah. So I will collect all. I'll send out the invitation. Everybody can register, and after they register, I'll send an email to sort of. I'll send some time out sometimes and take a poll on what time works best.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks everyone. Nanasaf, you wanted to talk to me? I can call you on WhatsApp. Is that okay?
Tim, I will send you the other
Okay.
lady's
Okay.
email so that you can add it to
Okay.
the list.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. See everybody later. I'll watch for my email and I'll watch for your
Okay, thank
registration.
you.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Richmond, did you want to say something? Okay.